Hi, I'm going to talk to you today about how to invite the world into your classroom by using Skype. My name is Brittany Horning. I teach second grade at Lovicher Career Exploration and Technology Magnet Elementary. On this page you'll see my class. This is actually from last year. We Skyped a lot last year, not so much this year because we've been doing other important things and technology. But last year, Skype was a huge factor in our classroom. So I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about that. If you look really quick at my Twitter handle, you're going to see that I have my classroom Twitter handle and my personal or professional Twitter handle. So my professional is at BrittKUFan, and my classroom's Second Horning. My school also has a Twitter handle at Lovicher Elm that you can visit and see what our school has going on as well. Okay, how Skype has opened my classroom to the world. These are some activities that we have done. Activities including having authors talk to us, writers, engineers. We've also talked to other classrooms and done collaborative writing and cultural exchanges as well as a Kahoot review over skills that we've learned in second grade. And we've also explored mystery Skypes a lot. We've done them with other classrooms, with teachers. I've even had my class mystery Skype with a college class that was interested in learning about how to do it in the future with their classroom. We've also done number Skypes, which are a little bit different. And we're wanting to try a Skype-a-thon, but I've also heard about them, seen them, and kind of want to do a little bit more with them. So I'll tell you if a little bit about them, so in case you want to learn about it too. Okay, so a Skype lesson. Two of the Skype lessons that we've done, one with a writer, which was Mrs. P. She's a writer, author, and actress. She used to be on the Drew Carey Show, and so she Skyped with our class to talk about imagination, and we did a lesson with her about how to be a good writer and how our imagination really helps us write. She was very engaging and talked a lot about different things going on in her world which weren't necessarily true. Same thing with the night zookeeper. They're actually stationed in the UK, so he pretends that he is in a night zoo and that he's keeping the animals safe. The animals are more imaginary animals, so it does talk about writing and creative imagination as well. We did a poetry writing with them, which was very interesting, and students were so engaged with that lesson as well. Okay, and we've also done some collaboration with other classrooms, as you can see at the top photo up here. We've also done a Kahoot. So on our iPads we did a Kahoot, and then we screen shared with a couple other classrooms to review about math and geography terms that we learned throughout the year. This is our last day of second grade last year, and they had such a blast doing that. It was a really cool experience to be able to talk to more than one class at the same time on Skype. At the bottom, we've also done book reviews with other classrooms. During Dr. Seuss Week, we reviewed different Dr. Seuss books and did a book review on them, sharing our favorite books with another class. They did the same with us. The other class we talked to was actually a librarian's classroom, so that was really fun to learn about their classes, just what type of things they are interested in as well. Okay, with mystery Skypes, I've really gotten into mystery Skypes the past year because they have been so engaging for my students and kind of steps them outside of our walls. And so what you kind of need is just a set of rules. I've posted, these are my rules that I go over mystery Skype every year, along with our questions. So over here in our picture, these are questions that we set up previously before we mystery Skype. But you can, depending on how your kids are, how old they are, you can set them up as you go. So we kind of write them out, and then as we went along, we put them on little strips of paper so the kids could read them off and ask their questions. At the end, they could ask questions about their school, about their daily lives. So we also learned about their other things that are going on in their life in different parts of the world. What I would suggest that you would have is some kind of map, whether you're doing just the United States or the world. have those maps ready, either printed out or on the iPad. We used, down here you can see, we used Show Me, and we just inputted our map into Show Me so we could mark off the states that were crossed out as we asked our questions. So if it didn't touch an ocean sort of thing, you would mark it out. If the classroom said no or yes. And then you can also see my students really loved asking questions just about their school at the end. We really liked keeping track of who won, who lost, who got to find each other first. But the best part was learning about other cultures and other parts of the world. Okay, I'm not going to show you the video right now, but there is plenty of YouTube videos that you can watch how a mystery Skype takes place. Usually a mystery Skype takes place where we meet in a Skype location, or one of us calls each other. Then students can either decide who goes first, rolling a dice, playing rock, paper, scissors is usually what we do. And then whoever wins would ask the first question. So the goal, of course, is trying to find their location before they find you. So just go back and forth asking yes or no questions. So when I was talking earlier, our first question was always just trying to figure out if they were in the United States first. A lot of schools go more in depth. Are you on the East Coast? Are you on the West Coast? Are you in the North region? And then it gets smaller locations, down to how many letters are in your state's name. Is there 6 letters? Because remember, it has to be yes or no questions. Until you get to the end, and if there's time, then you can continue going and asking questions about each other's classrooms, schools, daily life. Okay, I've always been asked, how does this connect with Kansas Common Core State Standards or any Common Core State Standards at all? It has so much to do with that because of the writing, the speaking, listening that takes place, and also reading afterwards. It hits a lot of geography and some math at times, but mainly the writing and speaking. I really saw a great improvement with my kids on their writing, how to ask a question, how to form a question, how to properly say the question. Before we started, I remember I had a student that would just ask, "Who are you?" Like, not the best way to ask a question. We wouldn't always use the correct terms, or we would use slang. So when we actually sat down and organized our own thoughts and our questions, we got really good at asking proper questions that were more in depth, that were more detailed, that would really sound nice even outside of school. They definitely needed to be listening to, and that was what's really hard with my class this year, is we have a hard time listening. But my last year's class was so engaged that listening wasn't a problem. They really wanted to learn about the other schools, the other classrooms, and connect with the world. Of course, geography all around, depending on your standards. But our standards are just looking at the United States. And so just knowing north, south, east, west, knowing those cardinal directions, and knowing latitude, longitude, prime meridian, that sort of thing has really just bound into their memory because of these mystery Skypes. Okay, how I found all of these mystery Skypes, or the writers and the authors, and how to connect with other classrooms, all you have to do is create your own account on education.skype.com. It's actually turned into a Microsoft product now. So you would go there and create your own account. You can message other teachers. You can message actors, actresses, writers. There's tons of authors on there that they want to encourage you to read their books, and then they'll talk to your students about their writing. That's a great place. You can also go to Twitter and tweet out with the hashtag Skype, or hashtag education Skype, or hashtag mystery Skype. And that will give you a lot more opportunities through Twitter as well. And that's how I found a lot of classrooms too. I am going to give you a couple names to follow on Twitter because they are great representations of how to use Skype in the classroom as well. The first one up here at the top is Miss Beverly Ladd. She's actually switched grade levels within the past couple years. but every year she still does a really great job at using Skype in her classroom. I've got her professional and her classroom Twitter on here, as well as what she's interested in. She's really good at doing 24-hour Skypes with her school and her classroom. That means that they'll stay after school, and she'll organize all of that so that they can stay and mystery Skype with other countries that you normally wouldn't get to because of the time zones. She's also a Twitter chat leader, so you could ask her plenty of questions, and has a great blog about her expertise of going on Twitter and finding people to talk to on Skype. The next one is Heidi Samuelson. She also switched grade levels this past year, so she's no longer a first grade teacher, but I'm pretty sure 4th grade. She still has the same hashtag, or the same Twitter handle, but she's also a mystery Skype leader. She also did Twitter Tuesdays, which was really cool, where students would tweet out ideas or questions on Skype, or tweet out things that they video chat with, and just getting new ideas from other people in other classrooms and about their cultures. Down here is also Kristen Mason. These are her two professional and classroom Twitter accounts. She's also a Skype teacher, and so she teaches other teachers about Skype and travels around to teach other classrooms and that sort of thing about Skype. And she's also a bring your own device teacher, so if you don't have a one-to-one ratio in your classroom, or if you don't have any kind of technology, how she uses that to teach Skype, that would be a great thing to check her out. My last one is located here in Kansas, actually, is Miss Smoke. If you haven't followed Miss Smoke on Twitter, you definitely need to. She was a 2013 Kansas Teacher of the Year. She's a Skype master teacher as well, so she goes around with Kristen and I'm pretty sure Beverly Ladd to talk about Skype. And she's organized so many Skype events, including their own 24-hour Skype in Andover. She's part of the Andover technology team, and so she's organized so many Skype lessons throughout their district. You can also check her out on Facebook, and she organizes a lot of the Facebook posts through Andover's district with technology as well. Okay, finally, I'm going to go ahead and give you my Twitter handle again, so you can check out my classroom and how we've used Skype. You can also tweet at me, tweet at my classroom, or even check out my schools and see what kind of things we're doing with Skype. I've really gotten a lot of my teachers in my school to get into Skype as well. So now we have a couple 3rd grade classrooms. There's a couple 5th grade classrooms that they Skype with different classrooms, do mystery Skypes, do lessons. Usually around Thanksgiving we do some kind of mystery turkey Skype with other classrooms around the world. It's just really fun to use Skype because of how creative you can be with it. I want to thank you for tuning in and listening on how Skype can really transform your classroom into visiting other cultures and other places around the world. If you have any questions, make sure you tweet at me. Just get at me as best you can on my Twitter. But definitely check out Skype in the classroom, either their website, or do a hashtag and just hashtag education Skype or hashtag mystery Skype. It will give you a lot more resources. Thank you again.